So, hi everyone. Today we will be talking about mental health. So we will be talking about mental health because we all know that mental health is a part of your overall health. Uh, so, we want to make sure that as a whole, as a person, as a people, that we is very pivotal. And I know as a Black community, it's very taboo. So,
Hey,
hi,
Queen.
can you hear me?
Yes, everything looks good. Hi, how are you, sweetheart?
I'm fine. How are you, Queen?
I'm good.
I think this is like well overdue because we know. I know I was reading something about Tyler Perry when he first was starting off. He was talking about how he didn't have a lot of people supporting him, and he probably had like
Uh-huh.
6 to 7 people in the audience, and one of those people was like a producer or something,
Right.
and that's how he got his start off to stardom. So I tell people, even if you don't have a lot of people on your live or whoever supporting you, still supposed to go hard, regardless of whatever.
That's so true. That's so true.
Yeah, because you don't know who you can touch and who life you can reach. Okay, so I know we was talking about mental health, and I know within the Black community, it is very taboo. Like they don't like to talk about it. They always say go to your pastor, go to the church, and I know, for me growing up, that was the case. But now that I'm older now, like I'm in my, I ain't scared to say my age, like I'm 41 now, so that's a no-no for me because I know that people in church, they are not um able to help you in certain areas that God see fit in therapies or even a psychiatrist. So what's your
Absolutely.
take on it?
Yeah, it's a very touching subject for me because,
Yeah,
breaking the cycle of silence around, especially us Black mental health,
yeah.
it's in our family, and I
Hmm.
think that a lot of us. So you're freeze, but I can still hear you though. I don't know why. Am I
I don't know
freeze
why
too?
either.
Okay, but I can still
No,
hear you. You just froze.
no, I don't know why I'm froze, girl. It's probably my
Okay.
internet. All this money I'm paying.
The food is on the stove, Israel. So yeah, it's actually among all of us, and maybe some of
Yeah,
our viewers don't really know our walk and what we've been through and what side of town we came from. You know what I mean, Sonya? But
yeah.
I can tell you this, and I'm gonna share this with them. When I lost my son back in 2007 at the age of 13, he was brutally beaten to death on the streets of Chicago, and
Yeah, I know
I
you
was.
right. I know you're telling me about that.
Uh-huh. And I know but I was
Share your
diagnosed with,
story. Yeah,
yeah,
share what happened
okay. So
as a
yeah, so
parent.
hmm so as a parent, as Queen said, I lost my child at the age of 13. He was in eighth grade. And
Hmm.
when that happened here in Chicago, it was just unbelievable. And
Hmm.
by me working at the Tribune Company, I actually got my son on the front page back then when I was working there.
Right.
And the sad thing is, I couldn't actually cope by myself because there was no outlet for me, and I didn't know
Hmm.
what to do. So I will wake up every day. I didn't want to be around kids. And I still have my granddaughter. Well, not now, but I have my granddaughter now, and I have my
Yeah.
son now. He's 14, and I got my oldest son Jasper. But the point I'm making is, I had to reach out for help because if I didn't, I probably would have died mentally and inside. And I was diagnosed, if many of you guys don't know, and this is why we talking about this, because it's not a time to be shy about this. This shit is real. Mental health is real,
Super
especially
real.
among us Black Americans. So we have to break this cycle that we could do it on our own. We could get a drink. We could get some
Hmm.
weed. No, that's not going to make things better. So I personally was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. And if
Mm-hmm.
some of you guys that's on our live right now with us don't really know what that is when
Mm-hmm.
something terrible, tragedy happened, a car accident,
And
you can
very
lose your
traumatic.
job and be so stressed out. You'll,
Mm-hmm.
you lose your child, a family member, break your leg and you can't walk no more, or had your arm cut off, something tragedy. And so on that note,
Something
just to
very
say,
traumatic. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I had to have counseling and everything, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard. So what she's saying to you guys is we really need to break the cycle of
Mm-hmm.
silence around
Yep.
mental health, because it's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's
Mm-hmm.
serious.
It is. It's really serious, and I think our people should, you know, wake up to it, and we should all come together and not make it so taboo. Because growing up in the
Right.
Black community is like, like I said before, they said, well, oh, go talk to your pastor, go talk to your preacher, talk to the minister. But at the end of the day, they are not equipped in those areas. God gives
Right.
us all special gifts, special talents. One thing I want people to know is it does not make you crazy. People always think if you're stressed out, if you're depressed, if you have PTSD, that you're crazy. Take that off of the table, because
Yes.
mental health is part of your overall health. Because at the end of the day, if you're not okay, how can you be okay for anybody else? And PTSD is very, very is very pivotal, because I know I suffer from PTSD. So that means post traumatic stress disorder. That means something traumatic in your life happened to where it's almost like a commercial replaying in your head over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes up, sometimes you could be stuck. Sometimes people develop different coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms can be like drinking, drugging, it could be partying, it could be being promiscuous, it can be it just could be a whole lot of things balled up in one. But as you get
Yes.
older, you grow and you learn and you mature, and you find that even in your families, they will tell you, oh, don't go see a therapist or don't see a psychiatrist, don't get medicine. No, do not listen, because at the end of the day, you are the one dealing with whatever you are experiencing in your life. And therapy is not for everybody, but I believe that it's for anybody that needs to reach out and get help. Like, and I was just looking at the Miss America story in 2019, the young lady that jumped off the building and committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, even when you talk to other people, people look down at you if you're saying like, "Oh, I'm so depressed, I'm so stressed." Sometimes people tell you get over it, and that does not help anybody. For anybody to tell them to get over it, because everybody channels. And I see I'm freezing up with this fan, but everybody channels things in life different.
I can take some. It's this chicken. You can want one too. Uh-huh. Sorry,
So
guys.
that's fine. So that means like some people can bounce back real fast from anything. But there's certain
Yeah.
things in their life that they can't bounce back from. But guess what? They're not going to tell you. So that
Exactly.
means that when you have something, it could be a rape. If you need to reach out to
Yeah.
a rape counselor, reach out to a therapist, reach out to a psychiatrist, because guess what? It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Never believe that it's your fault. The person that did it, that's who the fault belongs on. That's who the blame needs to be on, and not on you. So that means even if you have to, even one day you might say, well, oh, I see this on a commercial. God shows things to us in many different ways.
That's
It
so
does not
true.
make you crazy. Don't think that you're crazy. It's just something in you that you know that you need extra help with. Go ahead, Pamela.
So another topic that's really good too, that actually bring on mental health and families,
Yep.
um, around mental health for Black African America as ourselves, um, is the gun violence. So
Mm-hmm.
that right there alone in the city, every time you turn on the news, another child is being shot.
Yep.
Another family member, a brother, a sister, a mother, just coming out the bank with her daughter holding her hand, and it was a rival again shot, and her daughter, she got her daughter in her hand, holding hands, and she gets shot right in the head. That's post-traumatic stress. That's
Very.
mental health. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're out here killing each other on a daily basis. And it's sad because if COVID wasn't enough, what will be enough to stop this violence, to stop this, the occur of Black mental health? You know what I'm saying? It's just so
Mm-hmm.
much going on that some of us still want to take another leap, okay, of evil, I'm going to say, and bring
Mm-hmm.
on more mental health for their own brothers and sisters. I think it's just disgusting. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
sad. I wish it was another outlet for some of my brothers. And we got some sisters out here shooting
Yeah.
too, because we need a way, another outlet, a positive outlet where we can stop all this violence and stop adding on to Black mental health. Let me tell you, my brother, my oldest brother, Cleveland, he was on the train. Okay, I haven't been on a train like to go anywhere in a long, long time. And
Right.
mental health is real. He said there was a woman on the train, right? She got
Mm-hmm.
off the platform and she did a
Okay.
number 2 right on the platform. Right on the platform. That's mental health. And
Mm-hmm.
we got them outside. We got them to the stream of level 1, 2, 3, 5, and
Mm-hmm.
10, where they really do have to be inside an institution. Now, I worked with mental health for many years, you know, because I was a
Yeah.
nursing assistant, I was a cardiologist, I work at the Clayton home, and some of our mental health, you know, brothers and sisters, they do have to be in an institution. But the ones that's out here and adding to it doesn't help at all. Doesn't help us. And that's what makes me sad.
And this like a lot of Black men, Black boys, they are taught as young boys and young men to suck it up. Don't
Yeah,
cry. Be a man. Poke your
yeah,
chest out. You know, ball your fists up. Fight. It's almost like it's really sad that we teach our young boys to not cry, to be
mhm,
emotionless.
yeah,
And that shouldn't be the case. I believe that there's so many young men that's trapped in their bodies. They're still young boys. See, people grow old, but they don't grow up. That's one of the things
very good
that
point.
people have to learn. That just because you're at a certain age, you feel like you're a man, you're really not a man. Or you're really not a
Uh-huh.
woman, because you can't deal with things on a spiritual level and you can't deal with things on a mental level. So that means that we have to take into account that we need to do better in our communities with our
Yes,
Black men, Black women, Black sisters. We have to teach our sons that it's okay to cry. It's okay that sometimes you're gonna lose a fight, but that doesn't mean you go pick up a gun and go shoot the person that you was fighting. Because when you fight, you get to live
absolutely.
another day. And sometimes it's good to talk it out. And some they don't even a lot of the things that they do now is horrible. And I know that has a lot to do with mental. I know that has a lot to do with society. I know that has a lot to do with the environment and the food that we eat. All of that and the vitamins that we lack. Vitamin D, that's another thing. Make sure y'all taking y'all vitamin D and y'all magnesium. It plays a big role in your mental health. I know I just found out somebody that was going through a mental break. I mean, just doing everything under the sun that they've never done before. Take them to the doctor. Very, very, very low vitamin D level. So once they start giving him vitamin D medicine, you know, the vitamins start to pick up and change everything.
Oh, that's good. Vitamin D.
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
didn't
you
know
have
that
to
was the
take
one
that.
that was for the health. That's good.
Yeah, that can play a big part in mental health. People don't know that. It's
Hmm.
especially us. We melanin. We have to get out there and get some of that sun. We run from the sun. But we
Yeah.
actually need the sun.
Oh, yeah. I try to
So
get as much as I can.
Yeah, I just think a lot of black boys and black men need to, well, black boys, they out here killing each other. It's horrible. And the mayor, Ms. Lightfoot, honey, you need to get it together because um, there's no mental health help out here like it used to be. All the mental health clinics are gone. Those need to be back up and running. I know
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so many people standing outside, talking to themselves, and people just get offended. But like I tell people, they ask you for money. You never know who God sends you to see if you're gonna be that person that you're supposed to be, or if you're gonna pretty much conform to the world. So it could
Exactly.
be God telling you, it could be God right in that place. Somebody asks you, could you buy me a burger? Could you buy me something to eat? Or could you give me $1? People frown their nose up at people. But you don't know
Mm-hmm.
what that person went through mentally. Because that could be them one day and you and the next person next day. So the reason why we're kind of getting off topic with mental health, because all of that plays a role. Oh, it plays a role deep. And people are so scared to talk about it. And we shouldn't be scared to talk about anything that's important to our overall health.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
going to see a therapist is number one. Even if you had incest, rape, even if you was in a car accident, even if you was outside, you experienced somebody getting shot or killed. Like my sister, she died 96 gun violence coming out of saying set it off. And she was coming out the show. She got shot twice and she passed. She was DOA on arrival. So that and now, even at that young age, we didn't know about post traumatic stress disorder. And as we knew that it bothered us. We didn't get grief counseling or anything like that because we didn't know about it. And if we did, it was shunned. Oh, don't get that, you're crazy. Or if you get that, you're crazy. And it should never be like that because it
Yeah.
helps people out a lot. And I know I took the first step in my family, regardless if people agree or they don't agree, um, to give my kids and me some help with grief counseling and PTSD because it's deep. It runs deeper than the ocean. People don't know how deep they can scratch that surface to get help. And it doesn't make me feel bad. I don't feel crazy. I don't feel none of those things that the society tells us to feel within our community. You have to stand out in the crowd. You have to be different. You have to reach out. You have to be who God made you to be, not what the world wants you to be. Don't conform to the patterns of this world. Yeah. Go ahead. You can go ahead, Pamela.
And also, as she was saying that, you know, we can't be
Mm-hmm.
afraid to speak out. And you're right, Sonia. You know, when I experienced death in my family when I was very young, when I lost my father, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I think I went through a lot of stuff, and I think it affected me as I got older and older in high school because I didn't get any counseling. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know nothing about that. It was nothing. Okay, you went to a funeral, you lost your dad. Whoopee,
Mm-hmm.
nothing else happened,
Yeah.
you know.
That's it.
And so society says today that most Black African American families and young people are most likely to even go and get help versus the white American. And that's
Yeah.
because at times when you're in different places at a hospital, and if you're in a society at a hospital, if you ain't at Michael Reese on the South Side, most people don't tell you about mental health. And
But
it's
they
kind of
closed
sad
down
because,
now.
oh,
Yeah.
they did. Oh, see, I didn't even know it was closed. Wow.
I
You're
thought they
still
was
froze,
closed
but
down
your
the
cute
last time I
picture is
went.
up. You're still froze,
Oh
Sonya.
yeah,
I
they.
don't even know why.
I don't know why I keep freezing up. This girl, all this money you
Well,
pay for internet is just crazy. But go
I
ahead.
know, and I can hear you though. But I just want to let you
Mm-hmm.
know because I say family did tell me I was froze. You froze again. But yeah, it says that we are
Mm-hmm.
less likely to accept help when it comes down to mental health. Isn't that
Mm-hmm.
something? And that's
Yeah.
because we're not told to go get help nowadays. And we wasn't told to go get help back then either.
Nope.
But now that we are aware that other cultures are doing it, well, what's wrong
Mm-hmm.
with us? Are we chopped liver? No, we're not chopped liver. We need help too. So that's why it was so important
Mm-hmm.
for Miracle Walker to sit here and come up with this perfect topic on mental health and not be afraid, because it is definitely needed. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely need to be talked about. You know, we're gonna be doing this more. I don't know if it's gonna be
Yeah.
once a week, whatever she
Mm-hmm.
decide. I'm with it, because
Me
it's
too. Yeah.
reaching out to our community, our African American, and we're helping others, because we are not exempt from getting counseling
Yep.
and getting help.
We're not.
And don't ever
Mhm.
think that you are, because nowadays, right now, this mental health stuff is
Ooh,
real. You guys
it's deep.
remember the term when they say she went postal crazy or he went postal crazy? That's mental
Mm-hmm.
health. They needed
It
help.
is. Yep.
So it's a very serious subject, you know. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing we can do. Well, let me say there is some things that some people can do to prevent it, but when we live in a society of life, things happen, and only thing we
Mm-hmm.
can do, we can ask the Lord why, but things happen. But we need to always know that there is help out there. I don't care if you white,
Black,
Asia,
whatever race.
Black,
Yep.
Chinese, Mexican, Puerto Rican, African, it don't matter. The help is
Mm-hmm.
out there for every last one of us. Every last one of
It
us.
is.
Don't ever think you can't reach out to help someone. Ever. Mental
Mm-hmm.
health is
Mm-hmm.
serious. It's
Mm-hmm.
serious.
It's
So,
very serious, but people take it so lightly. And if you see, there's so much hatred within all over the world. And then within the communities too. And I say this because, I was raised on the west side of Chicago, just like
me
you
too.
was,
Me and you
Pamela.
both.
So, and
Hmm.
yeah, and I say this, it is really sad that a lot of our black young men and black women, that they're out here constantly killing each other, and it should never be like that. We all should come together in unity. It's supposed to be unity. Our ancestors died, they did a whole lot of things for us. There's no way we should be out here killing one another. We should be building and lifting each other up. And no, they didn't have those services back then. They had to
No.
lean on one another, but now we do. And if you feel like that, okay, well, look, oh, I don't want to be talked about. I don't want nobody to know. Everybody don't have to know. It's not their business. It's not their business on what you want to do for you. Look in the mirror and look at yourself and say that to yourself. I need help.
Hmm. That's right.
And it doesn't
I
mean
need
like
help.
I need help. I need to take care of me. Because self-love is the best love. When you don't recognize that, everything that you do can destroy your whole purpose that God sets out for you. So, it's nothing wrong with getting your mental health in check, as I say. Check that at the door.
Hmm.
Hmm. So yeah, we actually about to wrap it up because I know I'm
Oh,
a little tired, and
okay, one more.
Pamela's a little tired.
I got an
Huh?
important thing to say.
No, we ain't doing. I'm just saying we about to wrap it up
Oh, yeah.
in a little while. But I'm just saying you go ahead because I know I got to do a little homework, and I know you got some stuff to do. But go ahead.
Okay, so Sonia, from what you were saying about the
Hmm.
schools and the mayor, listen to this. So more than 14 million students go to school, right? In America.
Hmm.
Most of them living in low income and rural areas attend schools that have no counseling, no nursing, no
Hmm.
psychiatrist, no social worker, but the service are needed more than ever, according to the data today. In three
Hmm.
years between 2015 and 2018, major depression in Black teens increased by 14%. Suicide attempts, Black youth increased by 73%, and all of the ages groups were Black African Americans. That's sad.
Well, take this into account also when we say that is within, yes, and it's so crazy because we are the lesser race in the United States. Our percentage is really low,
Yep.
but at the end of the day, within these schools, they have different policies that don't really align up to what I feel is right for a lot of kids. Um, I know a lot of kids have been a lot of bullying have increased, and it's a big part on kids' mental health. And some kids can have a psychotic They can have a psychotic break, and it just means that they just have one of them times where they just overly stressed, overly depressed, and they feel like that's the only way. But I'm here to tell you that's not the only way. You can reach out, you can get help, and if your school is not helping you or helping your child, you go over their head. You go to your schools, go talk to the mayor, the alderman. If you can't talk to them, call Channel 2, Channel 5, Channel 9, and Channel 7. Because I know I'm zero tolerance for bullying. I've seen a lot of kids, 7
Yes.
years old, I've been reading it, 9 years old, hanging themselves in the bathroom or hanging themselves at home in their room in a closet because of the policies that's been put into place for bullying or for
Hmm.
a lot of things. And it should never be like that. So if you that's a big toll that's been going on in a lot of, I know in Chicago, a lot of
Yes.
CPS schools. There's been a lot of
Yes.
fighting within the
A
schools,
lot of fights. Bullying too.
cyberbullying. We have to stop that. We have to, young ladies, uplift one another, love one another. You should not be fighting one another. One
Hmm.
another. I'm sorry. That should not be the case. That is not your portion. Uplift one another, love one another. Don't fight over no young man because guess
Thank
what?
you.
You deserve better. Anybody
Yes.
that loves you will not have you fight and argue over them. You are better. You are loved. And you deserve to be loved. You're a queen. Don't fight. Don't be out here fighting and scratching yourself up over no young man because they're not worth it. And I see this a lot in schools. I mean, they fighting over the quarterback. I mean, like, they be really humbugging. Fighting in the street, fighting in the mud, pulling hair out, earrings, everything. No, we have to teach our young ladies that we are young ladies first. And that's part of
Absolutely.
their mental health too, because we mimic a lot of women, a lot of girls, we mimic what we see. See, this is another thing I see on TV. These real housewives, these all
Oh
this
yeah.
love hip hop, that is
Yes.
not good for your teenagers or people, a lot of people to watch because guess what? A lot of girls want to do that. I see that a lot of and a lot of these young teenagers they talk about that a lot, and that's a bad example. And I always say this like, why as a community or why as a culture do our culture have to be on TV acting a pure ass? Excuse my language.
Yeah, that's
Because
okay.
we have people watching us. We have kids watching us. You have young men, these young girls watching each other, and they want to do what they see on TV, not knowing a lot of that stuff is staged. And it's all about getting the views up on them shows and getting money, you know.
Yes.
And I believe that that's not good for nobody mental health, especially if you're going through things in your home. Reach out,
Hmm.
talk to somebody. Don't feel like it's the end of the world. Don't end your life because your life matters. Even if somebody tell you your life don't matter, don't believe them because your life is worth more than you can imagine.
That's right.
Yeah, go
That's so
ahead.
true. Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's so much we could do, in a house setting, but
yeah,
teaching emotional self-awareness as well all lead up and combine with mental health. So we do
yes,
have to be aware of things that's around us. And, like we said earlier, it's just so important to reach out and get help. If help is, you got to get it because it's there for you. Don't let no one turn you around and say, oh, we don't have anything or we can't. You can report that business or that
yes,
hospital
again.
or that counseling center because that's what they do and they supposed to provide their help. So don't let nobody
Absolutely.
turn you around from because of the color of your skin. Please don't do
Mm-hmm.
that.
Because you
Don't
have
do it.
rights. You have rights
Yes.
as
Yes,
a
we do.
person. We have rights. Don't let nobody tell you different. Reach out for help. Even if you can call it, if you feel like you're having suicidal thoughts, reach out for help. If you feel
Yes.
like you can't take it or things are not going good in school, reach out for help. Because taking your life is not good. It's going to not only hurt your family, but you also, because your presence, your physical presence won't be on this earth. And, when God made you a masterpiece. So you should be able to walk through this world in your light. So that's what needs to be done. is we have to encourage one another, uplift one another, and be there and give them the support. Any type of resources that you have for somebody that's going through any type of mental health breakdown, it should be shared. Don't hold back,
Yes.
because you can save somebody's life. And I still go back to that young lady that jumped off the 29th floor,
Oh,
2019 Miss America contestant, where she
yes.
won.
I saw that all over the news. I was shocked. I'm like, what?
And I'm still shocked. I'm like, she stayed on the ninth floor, but she was on the 29th floor. But I'm just still kind of, but I'm just like, that's really sad, And I tell people, you don't know what. This is something I learned too. When you different levels come with different devils. Each
Mm.
level that you reach in life, it comes with different devils. That means you
Yeah.
have people around you that are energy suckers, energy drainers, and they could be spitting something evil to you, telling you something evil, but it's just we don't know what she was thinking. Everybody's like, "Oh, she was so pretty, she was so successful." That all this outer appearance, that's what people got to get away from. It's all in here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what her mother said she was dealing with. It's almost like people suffering in pain. Like
Mm.
it's almost like she was suffering silently. Like she was really like suffering, and she probably didn't want to share because so many people thought so high of her. She probably thought that was, as we so taboo. Like, oh, I can't do this. People think of me as Miss America. I can't have mental illness. I can't have a breakdown. I can't be depressed. We don't know what she was thinking. And I tell
Yeah.
people, like, it's just really sad. There should be more help. And, sometimes people give signs and sometimes they don't. But I would say try to look for the signs as much as you can. And sometimes you can't, but it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself if you can't look for the signs and that person no longer is here. Just try to be the best version of yourself and help the next person that you feel like is suffering from any type of mental health illnesses. Cause it doesn't mean like you crazy. I hate everybody always say that you crazy. They I hear somebody telling somebody on the street, is you crazy? Is you crazy? No, they're not
That's so
crazy.
bad.
And that's what makes people don't want to reach out for help. No, you're not crazy. Don't ever think that about yourself. People handle things differently. And some
Yes.
people need help.
Yes, that's true. That's so
So
true.
what do you think about when somebody calls somebody crazy? It could be like a man calling a man crazy, or a woman calling a woman crazy. Or so, oh man, you a man, tough it up. Don't cry, wipe your eyes, stick your chest out, do whatever you can do. But
Right.
don't
That's
don't be
crazy.
weak.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think it's. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. That's what I was asking you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. Like I don't really call people crazy anymore,
Me
because you
neither.
don't know what they've been through in life. You don't know their walk. You don't know anything that they have been through, absolutely nothing at all. And I just feel
Mm-hmm.
that, you said you made a really good point. You said, did she suffer in silence? The Miss American, made her, her family prayers and peace to them. But,
Yeah.
when I saw that, I said, wow.
Yeah.
What do you know? No
Yeah.
telling what she was going through in silence.
Yeah.
Because was there any signs? Was there any, did she show
Mm-hmm.
any symptoms or anything? She probably didn't. But who knows? But it doesn't matter because she's not even here now. So that's why mental health is so
Mm-hmm.
important. And I feel that if we come together to find strategies and to work together and find help, I think all of that will come in place where even if we can reach out to one or two or three people, at least they can hear and they know
Mm-hmm.
that the help is there. And that's the main point we're trying to make to you guys, to
Mm-hmm.
understand that it's real. Don't be afraid. Tell somebody. And no, that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean you crazy. Because
It
because
does
I'm
not.
diagnosed with post-traumatic disorder, that don't mean I'm crazy.
Mm-mm.
We
Me
all
neither.
we, we we all got our way of doing stuff. That don't mean that you're
Mm-hmm.
crazy. You know what I mean?
We
So
all got a story to tell. You
yeah.
know, we all got a story to tell because each like things in our life, they happen traumatically, and people don't know that when things happen in your life, it stops a part of your brain from actually developing. So
Yeah.
you may have somebody. So when you're trying to survive and you're going through something traumatic, your brain is not processing information because you can't process new information when a part of your brain has not grown. A lot of people don't know that. And I had learned that in some workshop that we was doing at Armstrong, called the social and emotional workshop. I learned that also, that you know we have to be, even with our children, be very mindful, be very careful of what we expose them to and who we expose them to, because things play in your mind for years and years and years. Like I said, it's like a commercial, over and over and over and over and over again. And the reason why I keep repeating myself when I say that is because I see a lot of kids going through that. I see a lot of adults suffering from that. Even when I'm out, I'm taking my kids back and forth to school, I see it all the time.
Mm.
And I'm not mad, like people that turn their nose up at people. I'm not like that, because I'm humble, and I'm glad that God made me humble, because I don't want to. You don't know what can happen to you to make you. You could be right in that person's place.
Yeah,
You could
that's
be
true.
sitting right there on the corner with your can out, or because the health clinicians didn't help you the way that they supposed to. So, people are just so scared and they don't want to talk about it. It shouldn't be something that people say, oh, religion is, religion that, to each his own. I'm not a religious person anymore. I'm more spiritual now. So I'm very spiritual now. So I just feel like whatever you feel like is your, whatever, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, that's what you tap into. That's who you pray to. That's who you love. Your choice. But make sure you get that checked out. That mental health is very important.
Yes. So make sure you get help, and there's help out there. Don't fight these dark battles on your own.
Yeah.
Don't do it,
Hmm.
because, like she said, a part of your brain would stop working because
It
it's
does.
taken
It
over.
doesn't develop. Hmm.
So that's a very scary thing to even think about. I couldn't even imagine. So yeah, we
Yeah.
have to really reach out and get help. So we do.
Hmm.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's definitely there.
It's
This is a
there.
great topic.
Yeah. And like we'll come back probably next week or something, and we'll
Yeah.
give a little bit more information. We'll talk about different things. So I think from here on out, we'll just talk about like a certain subject, and we'll just talk about that
Oh yeah,
throughout
I like
this.
that. I think that would
But
be love.
Yeah, but I like doing this. We just try to talk about and touch on different subjects and different things that can bother people within the Black communities and other
Yes.
communities. Not just Black people, like you said, it's Asian, Chinese, is Caucasians. It's all type of people that are suffering from different things. So,
Yes.
reach out. Do not
Yeah.
suffer in silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you and real quick on the news they had, I don't know if you saw that clip, but it was a Asian man, right? He was Asian.
Hmm.
And he was out on lake at the lakefront, girl, walking on the water
I
on the
think that he
lakefront on
didn't
the ice.
know. I
And
think
he
that.
was,
Oh my gosh.
and the news lady asked her,
Jeez.
she was like, "Why are you? Did you know you were on ice?" Guess what he
He said he
said?
didn't know. He said he did not
Right.
know.
He said, I didn't know. He said, but it was so peaceful.
Girl, that's
Yeah,
scary.
all the way
I
out there, and
couldn't.
they came out there to get him, girl. I was like, whoa, that's like, you know,
But can
it's
you just
crazy.
imagine how many people have
I would
done
be
that?
scared.
They
Yeah,
just
that the
they
ice
just
was
caught, they just
cracking him.
seen in this particular time. But he said it was so peaceful. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Girl.
He was past the swimming lane.
I
So
think
just
that he was
imagine if that
actually where
ice
the
would have
water
cracked.
was at. Yeah,
Yes, if the
I
ice
seen
would have
it.
cracked, he would have been gone. Like I think it was some
Yeah.
joggers out there that saw him, and that's when they
Mm-hmm.
had called the police. And then
Yeah.
the fire department came and they helped them off
I
the ice.
seen it. Oh
Yeah, I
my
was like,
gosh.
I was like, what was he doing out there? Do we know that the
He
ice can crack?
he said he
You are
didn't even
gone.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said it was
Cause
peaceful.
that.
I just had to bring that up. I don't know, but
Yeah, but I see that's one of them times where you have to talk about it, because you
yeah,
never know. He probably just wanted to go for a walk. We don't know what was going on. And
yes,
sometimes you can be so mentally detached that you don't know what's going on in front of you, or you don't know what's going
mhm,
on, period. And I believe
yeah,
that that's probably what was going on with him, because oh my God, I couldn't.
yeah.
Girl, Yeah, but we thank everybody that's joining. Hey,
Thank you guys.
New Warrior, I remember he's such a sweet person, my brother. Thank you for
Oh,
listening to
hi.
us. And a couple of people that joined and then they
Thank
left
you
after.
guys.
We thank
But save it. That's
everybody.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, but
save it.
sometimes you
That's it.
guys can come in and if you want to join and talk about maybe your mental health experience so we can help as
Mhm.
many people as we can. We want to save a life.
Yes.
Yes. All right, everybody. Ashe, keep raising your
Shay.
vibrations. Ashe. All right. Thanks, Pamela.
All right. Love
Bye-bye.
you. Bye,
All right,
Queen.
love you.
Bye,
Love you
guys. Have
too.
a blessed Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.